Your attorney's a very good attorney, and he's the only one that saved you from being locked up. I need you to understand that
Yes, Your Honor.
because he represented what you told him to this court that there was no AR-15, and there happens to be one.
Yes, Your Honor.
And it's only through the eloquence of his argument that this court is showing you any grace to not lock you up tonight just for even making that or causing that misrepresentation to be made to me.
Before we even get into the first word of this hearing, understand something. This isn't just another routine day in court. This is a courtroom balancing act between rehabilitation and responsibility, between second chances and serious consequences. And at the center of it all is Judge Simpson, a man who makes it very clear he cares about accountability, but he also cares about truth. You're about to see two very different situations unfold. First, a defendant battling addiction, claiming he's learned his lesson, insisting he's ready to change. The judge listens carefully, but he doesn't just take words at face value. He presses. He challenges. Because in this courtroom, talk is cheap. Action is everything. Then, things take a dramatic turn. A completely separate defendant. A bond condition. Firearms that were supposed to be surrendered. A possible AR-15. And statements made to the court that don't quite line up with reality. What happens when a judge discovers he may have been misled? What happens when your freedom is hanging by a thread, and your own lawyer is the only thing standing between you and jail? Watch Judge Simpson closely. Watch how he handles pressure. Watch how quickly patience can turn into consequences. And as we go through this, I want you thinking, if you were in that courtroom, would you have handled this differently? Let's get into it.
Let's call the case of the people versus, I just got this backwards, Howard Thomas.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Thomas. Thomas, please state your name.
Howard Thomas.
All right.
Your Honor, today is the date and time set for sentencing. We ask that you adopt the recommendation.
Mr. Thomas, anything you want to tell the court before I impose sentence?
No, there's no reason other than I'm better now. I learned my lesson.
Well, you look better, but have you learned your lesson?
Did what?
Have you learned your lesson though?
Yes. I can honestly say, yeah, I learned my lesson. It was not worth it.
Okay.
It was not worth it.
So are you held on anything in my case or you?
No, they all have been gotten rid of.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Are you going to get yourself into some treatment when you get out, or what are you going to do?
I was making arrangements to do that. You know, I had actually stopped drinking about a week or so before I was made to stop.
Right.
That really doesn't mean anything because I didn't get a chance to stop drinking because I ended up in jail. But yeah, I'm gonna do that. I didn't have any business drinking in the first place.
Pardon?
I had no business drinking in the first place.
I know.
Because I have hepatitis B, and I don't have no business drinking. I knew that when I did it.
Well, Mr. Thomas, you look a whole lot better. I'm out of time on this case, but you worry me. I'm just going to be honest with you. Because when you came in, when I saw you, remember seeing you on Zoom?
Yes.
You didn't look good, my friend.
Someone that was in lockup with me, I saw them months later, and I had to go to court, and they said, "Hey, you were locked up in there in that room. You look like you were getting ready to die." I said, "Excuse me?"
Yeah.
Like you were getting ready to die. I said, "I hope I didn't look that bad."
No, you did.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a good thing I did stop then.
And that's why I was asking, what are you going to do when you get out? Because you can, I believe in your heart you want to stop. Okay, but it sometimes takes a little bit more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know it does. I know it does. Because, I have overcame heroin. I quit heroin. And, it wasn't easy at all. I haven't even seen any heroin in like 17 years. And, I didn't realize that alcohol was as big of a problem for me. Alcohol was like my fail safe. Like, well, it's not heroin, so I can go get this. But it's just as bad, if not worse. If not worse, it just don't appear to be.
So who are you going to get out? Are you going to contact anyone to try to help you with this?
I had,
Because
I had my,
you can't do it yourself.
my probation officer. She was making some contact with some people for some intensive outpatient.
Okay, so you're on probation in another case?
No, sir.
Are you
Okay.
speaking of Leah at Avalon?
It was a man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was a man. This was before that we got to this point. And I said, yeah, I'll voluntarily go to treatment. I'm still going to do it.
Because
Still going to do it. At first, I did it believing that it would get me out of the trouble I was in, but I'm still going to do it.
Because Mr. Thomas does live at Avalon, and his
Okay.
social worker, her name is Leah, and I've been speaking with her throughout the duration of this case. And she, before he was picked up again on the violation, was helping him get into outpatient. So
Yeah, I was going to go anyway.
I will contact her again and make sure that she knows what's happening on this case and that he's being released.
All right, Mr. Thomas, I'm just going to hope and pray that that's what you do. All right.
Well, I just wanted you to know that it was for a fact that I was attempting to do that.
Okay.
I was attempting to do that. I'm still going to do it.
Okay. Sentence of the court, $125 statutory fee, 93 days in jail, credit 93 served. Thomas, good luck to you, friend. All right.
How long do I have to pay the, what is it?
I'm not really worried about it, Mr. Thomas. If you go, I'll tell you what, you get yourself into treatment and you stick with treatment, you don't have to worry about that. Because I don't care about that. I want you in treatment and I want you to stay sober.
Let's pause here because this moment matters. Judge Simpson just made something crystal clear. This sentencing was never really about the $125 statutory fee. It wasn't about paperwork. It wasn't even about the 93 days, because Mr. Thomas had already served them. This was about something bigger, rehabilitation over punishment. Notice how the judge handled this. He acknowledged Thomas looked healthier. He remembered how bad he looked on Zoom, to the point where someone thought he was getting ready to die. That's not courtroom exaggeration. That's a judge who pays attention. But here's the key legal takeaway. When a judge emphasizes treatment during sentencing, it signals that future compliance will be watched closely. Sobriety becomes more than advice. It becomes an expectation tied to your freedom. Thomas says he beat heroin 17 years ago. That's powerful. But alcohol became the substitute. That's a pattern courts see often, addiction shifting forms. So here's the real question. Is good intention enough? Or does recovery require structured accountability? Judge Simpson clearly believes it's the latter.
That's the most important thing to me.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's not me. I don't have to keep.
What did he say? Oh, he wanted his cuffs off now? No, they gotta stay on until they let you out. All right. Yeah, okay, all right, take care, Mr. Thomas.
Please assemble the court. David Burgess on behalf of Mr. Jones, who's approaching, Your Honor.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Burgess.
Better, I'll probably only say this once in my life. Mr. Burgess is doing a fantastic job on the file. He's doing
Wow, I know, right? Amazing, isn't it, Your Honor?
What?
He's presented me some information that is exceptionally compelling. I've had the opportunity to talk with the officer in charge. There was one additional trooper that needs some time to review some information. So this time I'm asking for an adjournment so that we can try to effectuate what Mr. Burgess has been.
This is like how many times? This is the third time? Judge, I'm working on trying to get rid of it. My client, obviously, there's an issue about identification. That's the
Got
issue here. And it does appear that there's a different person used my client's name on the video. Nicole wanted, being very casual. Nicole wanted to have one of the troopers verify it, and I just got that information today. I was trying to tell my client I'd do my best to get rid of it, but we asked the courts, the people asked for one more date. I understand that.
I saw his reaction.
I know.
Wanted it done today, but this is sometimes, just hold on.
This right here is a fascinating courtroom dynamic. You just heard a prosecutor publicly praise defense counsel. That almost never happens. Judges hear arguments every single day, but when the prosecution says the defense attorney is doing a fantastic job, that signals something significant is happening behind the scenes. Legally, this is about mistaken identity. If another individual used Mr. Jones' name on video, that could completely dismantle the prosecution's case. But here's the catch. This is the third adjournment, and delays test everyone's patience, especially a defendant who wants closure. Judge Simpson's role here is critical. He doesn't dismiss the frustration. He acknowledges it, but he also reinforces a truth about the justice system. Sometimes exoneration takes time. Let me ask you this. If you were Mr. Jones, wading through multiple delays, would you trust the process? Or would you feel like the system was dragging its feet? Patience in court isn't easy, but sometimes it's the difference between conviction and complete dismissal.
Sometimes things take time and good things can come out of it. We just have to be patient. Okay.
I can do that.
You heard a prosecutor actually say Mr. Burgess was doing a fantastic job.
I was hoping that wouldn't be that noteworthy, Judge.
Not only did she say she wouldn't say that about Mr. Burgess, or she wouldn't say that. I can tell you, I've known Ms. Hughes probably since she's begun. She doesn't say that. Okay, so let it work, young man. All right. Okay. So how much more time do we need?
I want to give the people 2 weeks just so we don't come back more than one more time,
You
Judge.
think, will 2 do it for you? Okay.
Okay, sorry. I'm trying.
September 5th, 2024, 9 a.m., or as your invite indicates. And Mr. Burgess, I did not feel that way. That was misuse express. I think you
I
do
know,
a
but you never do.
job
It's
all
okay,
the
Judge. You stay neutral on these things anyway.
I try. All right, thank you. As to bond.
Your Honor, I laid it out, I think, pretty clearly in the motion. At this point, we are requesting an increase in the defendant's bond based on his non-compliance with surrendering the weapons. I have had conversations with defense counsel between yesterday and today. He has assured me that there is no AR-15 in his possession or otherwise. However, there are other registered weapons to the defendant, which have yet to be surrendered. We are in the process of facilitating to have those be surrendered. However, they have not yet been surrendered.
If I may, Your Honor.
Yeah, well, I just want to clarify one thing. He wasn't on the Wayne County matter. He was not arraigned
When the offense occurred.
when this offense occurred.
Correct. It went Wayne County case, the conduct,
Okay,
Washtenaw County case conduct, Wayne County case arraignment, Washtenaw County case arraignment.
Allegedly. Conduct allegedly.
understood.
Thank you.
But I guess what I was trying to figure out, so the magistrate in setting the bond, you believe, took into account the Wayne County conditions.
I am not certain of that. Your Honor, I is not the one who handled that arraignment or wrote the bond. So I cannot attest to what was said on the record.
I can speak to that.
Go ahead.
So this court knows Wayne County not only put him on a tether, but also home confinement. And Wayne County, obviously, through all their cases, when somebody's charged with a felony, he's not in possession of any firearms, which at that point, Mr. Abu Kuder was not in possession, and to this day has never been in possession of any firearms after the bond. Now, that being said, I take full accountability for, and when I say I'm saying counsel, for him not turning in those guns or gun or whatever's at the home that we said to the prosecutor they're at. But he is nowhere near that home. He has to be confined to his mother's house, which he's been since day one, since he's left. What I could tell the court is we had many issues with both Washington and Wayne. Why? He has 2 tethers on his ankles, 1 on each ankle. And Washington was not going to release him because they were concerned that a tether was going to be cut off, which inevitably, after Wayne County promised they wouldn't cut it off, ended up cutting it off.
Cutting off.
The Washington County tether.
Who did?
The Wayne County Sheriff's Department. So, but then they fixed the tether, and then eventually they released him with 2 tethers. So it was a big mess. We were trying to get him out. I had discussed with my client this rifle that was in, I believe, a lethality or one of the reports that the allegation that the victim said. He said he's not aware of that. He doesn't have that. I left it at that. It's my fault. Registered guns should have been turned over 24 hours after release. He didn't do that. We are not willing. We are going to do that. I've sent the email to the prosecutor, an email stating this is the address that they're at. If you want, Ann Arbor Police Department can come pick them up. We have no issues. We're at the court's mercy. We apologize. I know I'm talking too much, but I want you to know, Judge, it was very difficult getting him out. He definitely doesn't want to go back in. We agree he should have turned in the guns. I'm taking accountability. The guns will be turned over, or guns turned over to the Ann Arbor Police Department. Your Honor, he has not stepped foot outside of that home, other than today, actually, after he was released.
Where are the weapons?
At his sister's house in Detroit. He's confined to his mother's home in Dearborn. And another issue that this court should be aware of.
Hold it. So I thought he lived in Redford.
He lives in Detroit, which is next to Redford, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so it's actually,
I know that.
well, no, I mean, it has a Detroit zip code.
Redford leases it to Detroit.
Okay, whatever. Redford leases it to Detroit. But anyway, so yes, it's Detroit address. 2 blocks away from that address, which currently the alleged victim actually stays at, his home in Detroit. 2 blocks away from that is his sister's home, right? He's nowhere near any of that, and he's all the way in Dearborn with his mother, where he's been since he's left the Wayne County jail. And he's confined to that home. Now, I don't want to give you my opinion.
But hold on. I'm trying to figure out, why are the weapons at his sister's house?
Well, I can approach on that end. I don't want to say it on the record, but they were not taken to his sister's house during the Wayne County or Washtenaw County's the Washtenaw County case. They were not taken. They're there, Judge. That's
okay.
They were there prior.
How many weapons are we talking?
1 or 2?
Two. Is that what you have when it comes back that there are 2 weapons? I mean, I realize there's the AR.
Information from Detective DeMille at Ann Arbor is that he has 2 registered pistols to him. We also noted that the victim noted to Ann Arbor police that he either had access to an AR-15 or had an AR-15 in his possession. Detective DeMille noted that you do not legally have to or required to register an AR-15. So the fact that it is not registered does not mean that he does not have one.
Your Honor, may I approach briefly?
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
I mean, well, before you do, so here's what I'm trying to figure out. Certainly there's that condition. There may have been delays in getting him out and all those other things. I'm trying to figure out, as we speak right now, why those weapons are not in the possession of AAPD. I mean, that's what I'm trying to figure out. And I appreciate you, counsel, taking responsibility for it. But certainly the sister, if that's where they are, could have gotten those weapons and turned them over to AAPD.
She could have. But I know where I guess I know where the court is going with this.
Oh, maybe, because I can change directions in a minute.
No, I get it. And they should have been. I don't know what to tell the court. They should have been turned over. The reality is it was a mishap, not just on, I don't want to blame him alone. It was on my end. We were more concerned about getting him out.
I understand what counsel's concern is in getting him out.
Yeah.
But the defendant knows he's not supposed to be, particularly given the nature of the charges, he's not supposed to be possessing any firearms.
Which he didn't.
Right. But he was also to turn those over. And I'm trying to figure out between the time of arraignment and as we sit here today, particularly given the fact that they're at this third location, why Ann Arbor PD doesn't have those weapons now.
Now you're correct. They should have been. But what I want to indicate to her, this third location, they've been at that location before he was arraigned, before the Wayne County arraignment. That's my point.
Okay. Sorry. My point is this.
They should.
At some point, counsel gets the motion. At some point,
yesterday,
you two are having some conversation. I'm trying to figure out, particularly if his liberty is in jeopardy, why I don't have those guns now.
Oh, I got the motion yesterday. I wasn't even aware of this. Honestly, just kind of slipped our mind about these guns, the bond that Magistrate Fink had put about the guns being turned over. My point is, as soon as Sister Counsel sent me the email, I called her, I sent her a follow-up email, talked to my client, actually sent her a follow-up email and told her, here's where the guns are. Can you have Ann Arbor Police Department go pick them up? And that was the last that we conversed about that.
That is all correct, but I will say I am concerned because counsel even noted on the record earlier that Wayne County also orders as a standard condition in all of their cases, no firearms.
No,
So that would be 2 cases where he's not in compliance.
Well, I don't want to put words in my mouth. I did not say Wayne County does the same thing by saying you cannot be in possession of any firearms. Magistrate Fink actually went a step further and said you have to turn them over to Ann Arbor Police Department. Wayne County did not do that and did not ask for that, just for the record.
I want the guns. I mean, for me, that's the bottom line. I mean, I'm worried about this AR-15 issue, but it's probably more of a national phenomena that we got to kind of deal with in terms of that and the registration. So I get that. But the ones that are registered to him, I'm trying to figure out why they didn't travel with you guys or with somebody down here today to get them to Ann Arbor.
Well, Your Honor, that's another thing. And Madam Prosecutor, I guess we don't know each other, but I did come hear this today early and I told her somebody would have dropped them off like before court. And then she had indicated to me she was going to confirm with the police department on whether they wanted to pick them up or I just have somebody come before we were even in front of you to drop them off. And that was the last we spoke.
And before court was after the morning docket started, so I have not had an opportunity
to check.
Correct.
I mean, I had no problem. The email was sent yesterday, last night, if Ann Arbor Police Department wanted to pick up the guns. Your Honor, I will tell the court this. They will be
who? Okay.
They will be here today. I mean, they'll go straight to Ann Arbor Police Department right now. I'll call whoever family members can go pick them up. And
I want the guns.
We're going to get the guns too.
Oh, I know.
Oh.
And so I need confirmation that those guns, that Ann Arbor will take them. Well, I know they will. That's not going to be a problem. If they show up at AAPD, they're going to take them.
Right.
And there it is. The temperature in the room just changed. Judge Simpson has drawn a hard line. This is no longer a discussion about confusion between counties, tethers, or logistics. This is now about compliance, plain and simple. When a bond condition requires firearms to be surrendered, that's not a suggestion. That's a direct order of the court, and failure to comply can justify an immediate bond increase or revocation. Notice what the judge is focusing on, not excuses, not email exchanges, not miscommunication. He's asking one simple question. Why are the guns not already in police custody? From a legal standpoint, the presence of an AR-15 raises the stakes dramatically, especially after prior representations suggested there wasn't one. Even if registration laws are nuanced, the court cares about credibility. And credibility is everything in bond hearings. Freedom right now hinges on whether those weapons physically arrive, not promises, not intentions. This is a live example of how quickly liberty can evaporate in a courtroom.
I need those guns here before he leaves here. If I don't have the guns, he's not leaving.
We'll do that now.
Okay, let's go do that. I'm gonna pass the matter and let Ann Arbor know that they're on their way. You go call whoever you gotta call. They gotta get down here.
Got it. Thank you.
Court's in recess. Be okay. Counsel, state your appearance.
Good afternoon again, Your Honor. Hassan Hamadi on behalf of Ali Abukoder. State your name, Mr.
Ali Abukoder.
All right.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Burroughs on behalf of the people.
Okay, and my understanding is we
don't have confirmation yet. What I will tell the court is the individual is at the Ann Arbor Police Department. I contacted the Ann Arbor Police Department to say, hey, this is the vehicle that the guns are in. That's
as far as you've got.
Yep.
I am awaiting confirmation, but as far as I know, they have arrived at Ann Arbor Police. They're facilitating the turnover now.
Okay, so let me ask this, how many guns came down? There was in fact an AR-15.
Yes, one AR-15 and one
Glock 19 or Glock 40, one of them.
Well,
I was told it was a Glock 19.
Well, I don't care what you're told. I guess what registered under from the prosecutor's position, I believe there's a Glock 40 that's registered under his name. And there was a 9mm, I believe.
There are two, according to Detective Jamil from Ann Arbor,
yes,
there are two weapons that are registered to the defendant. One is a Glock 40 that was registered to him March 20th of 2020. The second is a Caltech 9 model P11 that was registered to him on April 12th of 2006.
That makes sense, Your Honor. Which is actually corroborates what my client had indicated. The 2006 weapon was forfeited to the Wayne County. He had at that time, a while back, he had a CCW case where they took the weapon and he never got that back. And then the 40, he did tell me he purchased a gun during COVID, which makes sense, 2020, which is the 40. But there is an AR-15 that is also in the vehicle with the 40. So a pistol, which is the 40, as well as the AR-15 is what's getting turned over. Which all he has. Do you have any other weapons?
No.
Okay.
but didn't you say there was another one that was registered to him?
The Caltech 9, which was registered to him in 2006.
Okay, so that's the one that you're saying was forfeited.
Correct.
Okay, so there should be a Glock and an AR-15 that are turned over.
That's correct.
Okay. All right, so that everybody doesn't have to wait for this, and then forfeited AR-15 and Glock. Some specificity. So here's what we'll do is we don't have to all wait here for confirmation to come through. Madam Prosecutor, if there's a problem, let counsel know, and we would set something at 1:00 tomorrow if that happens via Zoom. So to try to get everything straight regarding that before this proceeds on next week or in a few days for a preliminary exam.
Understood.
Okay.
I would be an idiot to ask for this, but I feel like I feel like I was going to ask for this before this whole motion was filed. And I don't know if it makes sense. I already told my client, you're on home confinement in Wayne County. And then Washtenaw County put you on home confinement. I was going to ask Wayne County to take him off of home confinement, which I have not done yet, obviously. Your Honor, don't worry about it. I strike everything I said. I'm not going to ask for a bond issue right now, especially that the court has had mercy on us and kind enough to take care of us on the weapons. You have a wonderful day.
All right. And let me just say this, sir, your attorney's a very good attorney, and he's the only one that saved you from being locked up. I need you to understand that.
Yes, sir.
Because he represented what you told him to this court, that there was no AR-15, and there happens to be one.
Yes, Your Honor.
And it's only through the eloquence of his argument that this court has shown you any grace to not lock you up tonight just for even making that or causing that misrepresentation to be made to me.
Thank you.
Don't thank me. You thank him. Because
Your Honor, and I do apologize.
I would.
I do apologize for that. We try to be as honest as human beings as possibly, but sometimes for many reasons, anyway. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Okay, are we finally done? Really?
I mean, let's do more. I'm fine.
No, let's not. For the day. I'm good, Alan. You can keep it down. 14A stands adjourned.
Let's bring this all together. In one session before Judge Simpson, we saw two powerful themes collide: rehabilitation and accountability. Howard Thomas received grace, full credit for time served, and a judge who clearly wants him in treatment more than he wants his money. But that grace comes with expectation. Sobriety is now the line between progress and relapse into the system. Then we witnessed a far more precarious situation. A defendant nearly lost his freedom over firearms that should have been surrendered immediately. An AR-15 was discovered after prior assurances suggested otherwise. Judge Simpson made it unmistakably clear: honesty with the court is non-negotiable. The only reason that defendant walked out of that courtroom was because of his attorney's advocacy, not because the violation wasn't serious. The broader lesson? Bond conditions are not technicalities. Misstatements, even indirect ones, can cost you your liberty. And in Judge Simpson's courtroom, patience exists, but it has limits. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think the judge showed the right amount of leniency? Should the bond have been increased immediately once the AR-15 was confirmed? And did both defendants receive fair treatment? If you found this case as eye-opening as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.